Namaskar once again, a very good evening. This is Gautam Basu, the language editor at the regional office. As your compare for this evening, it is my great honor and privilege to be here with you on this august occasion. After years of aspiration, hard labor, diligent toil, the WHO Regional Office for Southeast Asia in its new avatar has come into fulfillment today with the inauguration by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, His Excellency Shri Narendra Modi ji, and the Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. Excellencies, Honorable Health Ministers, distinguished delegates, Director General of WHO, Officer in Charge for WHO Southeast Asia, Regional Director for WHO Europe, and dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this ceremonial walkthrough at the regional office, the first official program to be hosted here under the auspices of this august audience, this august house. When we talk about lamp lighting, inaugural lamp, the ceremonial lamp, I am always reminded of that shloka in the Rig Veda, possibly the oldest book in human history, which says, Tejashvina Badhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahi, which essentially means, may the light illumine our lives and we always collaborate. That is the essence of WHO's work in collaboration to ensure the best of health and well-being to all humankind. And in WHO's case, honorable delegates, the light is not merely the light of knowledge, it is the light of good health and well-being. To augur that auspicious moment into our ceremony today, may I have the honor and singular privilege to request His Excellency, the Honorable Health Minister of India and the Director General of WHO to lead the distinguished delegates to the lighting of the ceremonial lamp. Ladies and gentlemen, our big hand to our Excellencies. Thank you very much, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. While the delegates take their seats on the podium, may I request all our colleagues to my right to please take a seat and keep this area a little free of movement. Thank you very much. We shall now have the official group photograph. May I request the distinguished delegates to please come a few inches forward for the photograph. May I now invite the officer in charge for WHO Southeast Asia, Dr. Catherine Abome, to address the August gathering. Dr. Catherine.
Thank you. Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, colleagues and friends. On behalf of the World Health Organization, it is an honor to welcome you to the site visit of the new WHO building that will host both the regional office for Southeast Asia and the WHO country office for India. I would like to extend my gratitude to the government of India for its generosity, for continuing to host WHO's regional office here in New Delhi and giving us this new building, a modern, sustainable and future-ready facility. I thank all of you for being part of this historic moment. This is not just a building for us. It is a symbol of our shared vision and commitment to advance health and well-being across the region and beyond. I once again welcome you all.
Thank you very much, Officer in Charge. Ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, this is the first formal event that we are organizing in this building in its new avatar. But this World Health House goes back many years and has its history punctuated with landmarks related to WHO. WHO Southeast Asia region was the first WHO region of the 6 regions to be established. It was established by a resolution at the World Health Assembly, the very first in 1948. In July, a 3-member cohort of staff members led by the regional director instituted this office. Several journeys through several premises later, WHO World Health House was inaugurated in 1963. In fact, this is not only the first region and the first regional office, but also the only regional office to host a World Health Assembly. The 14th World Health Assembly, ladies and gentlemen, was hosted right here in the conference room of the previous building. And now we stand at the threshold of history after the Honorable Prime Minister and the Director General inaugurated this building. Public health, the health and well-being of 1 billion people plus have been scripted in this very hallowed, blessed plot of land by the regional directors here, whom I call the first citizens of public health of the region. This building also witnessed WHO's greatest achievement in its 75-year history, the eradication of smallpox. It was from here that a mission was sent to Bhola Island in Bangladesh, 1978, to wipe out the last few vestiges of variola major. And the last survivor of smallpox was honored here on the 30th anniversary of the conquest of smallpox in 2008. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now witness to history. And we thank wholeheartedly WHO's management, the Government of India, the Ministry of Health and Welfare, NBCC, and all the partners and stakeholders who have been part of this historic journey in conceptualizing and executing it, so that we live to witness this very moment. I have the honor, the singular honor, to also introduce the artwork in this building, the prima donna, the prime jewel of it being the mural by M.F. Hussain, which was commissioned by the Government of India in 1963 as a gift from the Government of India to the World Health Organization. This is a kaleidoscopic mural. In fact, this is by area 102 square meters, at 102 square meters, the biggest wall-mounted artwork or mural or wall painting in any UN specialized agency building. Ladies and gentlemen, WHO's hero is indeed historic, and we are grateful to the Government of India for the land, the building, and this mural among so many other aspects of their collaboration. If I may quickly walk you through this mural, the panels in this was not actually named by the artist, but it is unofficially called The History of Public Health. And it talks about many centuries of efforts in public health in India and Southeast Asia region. The first panel on the top, the first mural the first panel on this southern mural is shows you the rack, the ancient version of the physiotherapeutic pulleys that are used to cure ailing shoulders and injuries to limb. Next to it we have maternal and child care, the Greek goddess Hygia representing the goddess of hygiene. You see the braid, the yellow braid, which we move on to Hellenic myth from ancient India to Greece to represent Hygia. Following that, we have the fine acute sense of anatomy encapsulated in by Indian physicians for thousands of years, for millennia, through that depiction of the vein, the varicose veins in the human limb, and the hand, the eternal quintessential healing hand, which has always been the hallmark of the physician, followed by the mortar and the pestle, which are essential tools in every apothecary. We move on from there to an Egyptian scribe who is diagnosing a patient and writing a prescription in heliographics, followed by the sun and the healing powers of a human, of fire, the torch, and the acute sense of anatomy. Incidentally, the oldest documented hospital in the world with proper wards for outpatient and inpatient and yoga and meditational cure provisions have been excavated in Mihintale in Sri Lanka in South Asia. Ayurveda and sciences like cataract surgery go back in Indian medicinal tradition since the days of Shushruta, time immemorial. From there we move on to the sun and a whole cornucopia of healing herbs at the right extreme panel. From there we move on to the northern face of the mural, which you will witness shortly from now emblazoned on the walls of the reception. We have the legend of Lord Hanuman. During the Ramayana, 5,000 years ago, during the battle of the Ramayana, Lord Lakshmana was wounded, and Lord Hanuman decided to bring the medicinal herb Sanjeevani. In one gigantic leap, he moved from Sri Lanka to Uttarakhand, very close to the Honorable Health Minister of India's home state, to the mountain that had the Sanjeevani herb. Lord Hanuman could not identify the herb, and he brought the entire mountain to Sri Lanka. A spot of that mountain fell at Ramasala near Gal, and we have one of the best examples of medicinal herbs growing in that area. Sanjeevani cured Lord Lakshmana. This is part of the Ramayana story that we all have grown up with and is depicted here. From there we move to a variety of medicinal equipment right down to the nuclear, the atom, the electron, the inside mapping of an electron, talking about modern day science, nuclear medicine. This history of public health encapsulates man's quest for health and well-being over millennia, over thousands of years. Ladies and gentlemen, this history of public health mural is a part of WHO Southeast Asia's glorious art repository, and it is our great pleasure that this has been restored thanks to the Government of India and will be in full public view at the reception. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, it is again my pleasure and my honor to invite the Director General of WHO, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, to please address this gathering with a few words of gratitude.
Thank you, Gautam. He always impressed me. A great historian you're already. I listened to him in Sri Lanka during our regional committee meeting, and I was so impressed, and today even more. So thank you, Gautam. Honorable Minister J.P. Nada and Honorable Minister of State Jadav Pratprao Gampatrao, Honorable Ministers, and my OIC, Katarina Beme, my dear artists, dear colleagues and friends. Namaste. It's a great honor for me to welcome you all as we inaugurate WHO's new regional office for Southeast Asia. The site on which we're standing has been WHO's home in the region for 62 years. This new building will be WHO's home for many years to come. It reflects the enduring partnership between the government of India and the World Health Organization. And I extend my sincere appreciation to Prime Minister Modi and Minister Nada and the government and people of India for hosting the regional office and for their generosity in financing and overseeing this project. My thanks go as well to everyone, starting from the RD Emeritus, Poonam Khetrapal Singh, who brought this vision to life from conception to design to construction. This building is more than a workplace. It's a symbol of shared purpose and cooperation, and a platform from which we'll continue striving toward WHO's founding goal, the highest attainable standard of health for all. Bahut Bahut Dhanyavad. Namaste, and I thank you.
Thank you very much, Director General. Indeed, to echo the Director General's words, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished delegates, I will request you to give us a round of appreciation to two people, the Regional Director Emeritus, Dr. Poonam Khetrapal Singh, who stewarded for 10 long years the quest, diligently, tirelessly, the fruitioning of this building, which we are so fortunate, our generation, to witness today. And to the officer in charge, Dr. Katrina Bome, who ran the last mile, tirelessly pursuing every deadline to bring this project into completion. This Southeast Asia region is the smallest in terms of the number of member states that are affiliated to it, but it is the biggest in terms of population. 2 billion people, ladies and gentlemen, live here, and this is 1/4 of humanity. Every decision made here in the tireless pursuit of the highest standards of health and well-being, as is enshrined in our Constitution, every decision pursued here, every resolution or agreement penned here by the hands of the signatories on stage, ladies and gentlemen, decide on the health and well-being of 1/4 of this world. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, it is again our singular privilege to listen to His Excellency, the Honorable Minister of Health and Family Welfare and Chemicals and Fertilizers, Shri Jagat Prakash Nadda ji, to please address this gathering.
Your Excellency, Director General of World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros, distinguished ministers, regional directors, permanent representatives, and esteemed colleagues from the global health community, ladies and gentlemen, and friends from media, electronic media and print media. It is a historic day for me and a historic moment for me, because my relationship with the old building is connected when I was a youth and a youth leader. At that point of time, on many occasions, I used to come here with memorandums to be submitted to the regional director at that point of time. I never knew at that point of time that I'll become the health minister. And I used to give a lecture in front of the WHO, and I used to say, see this building, this building, and see the slums on the left and the right side of it. What type of humanity service you are doing. That was the youth which was speaking in me at that point of time. I'm talking some 40 years back. when I was 21. But after that, I got the opportunity to become the health minister. I also got the opportunity to, as the Indian health minister, to chair the World Health Assembly. And when we came back, we decided, Poonam Khetrapalji wanted that a new building should come up. And in Southeast Asia region, there was a discussion going on that whether it may be shifted to Thailand or to Indonesia or to other parts. We decided that it will remain in India, and I had a talk with Honorable Prime Minister, and there was a commitment at that point of time. And I got the opportunity to be the health minister when this decision was taken that a new building will come up here of WHO. And today I am happy that again as a health minister, I am getting the opportunity to see the dreams come true. So it's a very historical moment and a historical day for me. I thank Government of India, especially Prime Minister Modi ji, for giving the commitment and the financial support. Poonam ji took care of every small things for the last 10 years to how the building should come up. And here we are in this new building. This building is not made of only bricks and mortar. It's an aspiration. It's an aspiration for nations working together for humanity. And the Indraprastha state, which we call as the White House, which started in 1960, and as Mr. Gautam said, that we have a history of 62 to 63 years. And it has witnessed very landmark decisions in the health outcomes, as it represents the 1/4 of the world's population. So it is not only a historical occasion, it is a not only a historical moment, but this piece of land has taken very historical decisions which has affected or which has saved the a quarter of the population of the world. We are committed for and we are steadfast on the commitment that we will partner with WHO on the health agenda of the region. From joint action to defining milestones, as Gautamji just now said, that we have been able to eradicate smallpox, polio elimination, and India for eradication of trachoma. As we are positioned uniquely in the global south, this becomes our responsibility to contribute for solutions, for experience, and for global public goods to international community. This building is a state of the art. It will be utilized in future for the service of the humanity, and I have got full faith in the current leadership under Catherine Boehmer. She will take care, and all the excellencies and all these states, member states, are going to collectively work to fight out the challenges and the epidemics which may erupt at any time. So we have to be well prepared for this, and for this region, this center will act as a nerve center, and we all will work together. That is what is my thinking, and that is what I wish to God, that this building does not remain only as a building, but the activity center to serve the humanity at large. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Honorable Health Minister. When I say this, I speak on behalf of each and every staff member of the World Health Organization currently, and each and every retired staff member of the World Health Organization, and maybe staff members of the future. His Excellency's tenure as Health Minister has been punctuated, 2 tenures has been punctuated with good tidings for WHO. During His Excellency's first ministership, WHO Southeast Asia region eradicated polio. We were polio free. In 2014, at the World Health Assembly, His Excellency, the Honorable Minister, was President of the World Health Assembly, representing by the Southeast Asia region. And this building, we are all testimony here, this building is testimony to what we owe to his stewardship, his guidance, his benevolence. A very big thank you to the Honorable Health Minister of India from all of us. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, we conclude the seated part of this program. I will request the Honorable Health Minister of India to lead the distinguished delegates and all of us through a quick ceremonial walkthrough of this building, which, as we have said, is an out-and-out repository of art. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.